Welcome back to Elvis and the Legends. Y'all know me probably mainly from my sister channel or my main channel, Rare Elvis Photos. We've had a lot of requests for the poem that Elvis wrote that was documented by not only Charles Hamilton, but for other handwriting experts and graphologists. Ray Walker is one of those. Then there was... well, I put it on my video on Rare Elvis Photos, so you can go take a look at it over there. I named all 5. Derry named all 5. And, of course, they're also documented in the book, Are You Lonesome Tonight, in the UK version. But, you know, Elvis Presley had a love affair with Lucy Barbin, according to the book, Are You Lonesome Tonight, and according to his own words that have been documented. They have been vindicated in a sense. Charles Hamilton, the premier handwriting expert of the world, said that this is Elvis Presley. So he vindicated Lucy and Desiree from beyond. And I know I'll catch some flack from that. That's fine. It's, you know, I'm just saying what Charles Hamilton said. And to me, that's just another piece of evidence that makes you go, how could it not be right? I mean, how could it not be real? How could it not be true? And, you know, at the very top of the poem, it says, "Seen only by the eyes of my love, you're my life." And you know what that means? That means Elvis said, don't show this to anybody. This is for you, between you and I. They had kept this secreted love affair going for 24 years to protect Elvis and to protect Lucy and Lucy's children. And also to protect even Lucy's second children, set of children, or third set of children, Jack Greer. First set of children was by the man, W.D. Dixie Ware. Second set was by Jack Greer, who married her. And then, of course, well, I'm sorry, the third set. The child in the middle was Desiree, who Lucy put on the birth certificate the name Presley for Lucy's last name, as well as for Desiree Romaine Presley, in 1958. Okay? Desiree is now 66. That would make her the oldest and firstborn Elvis child. And I gotta say, if the DNA proves it out, but if we're gonna believe that Lucy did tell the truth, which Charles Hamilton said this is the truth. Ray Walker, this is the truth. The other experts out there that examined the documentation and spent 60 hours on it said this is the truth. But I'm not going to sing it. I'm going to read it. Maybe I'll sing something. It makes you think of it as a song. So, here it is. So, somewhere in time, there was my love. My love was sweet and gentle and angelic. There's just one place that she could have come from. Above. There's no way to explain this miracle. She's a package wrapped in clouds of joy. It makes everything since seem fickle. Only hearts that love can know this pleasure. As I travel and see it all, I know my Desiree is the greatest treasure. Love, L. Lancelot. That is the poem. That's the poem that Elvis Presley Enterprises, or more importantly, Priscilla Presley, refused to be released actually in the book, but was documented and authenticated by handwriting experts. This is not new information. This has been out there since 1987. It's still on the internet. Now, some of the footage, the poem was shown on TV, by the way. It was shown. But there probably was a cease and desist to take it down very quickly. But what would this song sound like with me? I'm a country singer, you know. I mean, yeah, I know I do Elvis stuff, right? You all ever seen the Elvis songs in his channel. Let's just see. This is how, if I was gonna do this song and release it with the permission of Elvis Presley Enterprises, this is how I would go about it. Somewhere in time there was my love. My love was sweet and gentle and angelic. There's just one place you could have come from, up above. There's no way to explain this miracle. She's a package wrapped in clouds of joy. It makes everything since then seem fickle. A little out of tune, but I ain't warmed up. Only hearts that love can know this pleasure. As I travel and I see it all, I know my Desiree is the greatest treasure. Love El ain't a lie. There's no way to explain this miracle. She's a package wrapped in clouds of joy. It makes everything since then seem fickle. There's no way to explain this miracle. Yes, she's a package wrapped in clouds of joy. It makes everything since then seem so fickle. I know my Desiree. I know my Desiree. I know my Desiree is the greatest treasure. Love. Elvis. So, there's that. Charles Hamilton said, the moment I got the poem, I recognized Elvis's handwriting. I had seen it many times. An examination of the spacing of the words, the slope of the letters, size of the characters, and other factors proved the poem's authenticity, he said. I can state unequivocally that this is Elvis's handwriting, he said. Lucy de Barbin was in fact a lover of Elvis Presley for many, many years. The poem in a tight scrawl was written in black ink on an 8x11 sheet of plain white stationery, Hamilton said. He appraised its value after authenticating it. And I say that because there's a little bit of confusion somehow out there. Somebody on a Facebook page claims that it was authenticated, or that it was appraised before authenticated. No, it was appraised after the authentication. It's been folded 4 times and reduced to the size of about 2 inches by 3 inches and carried in that manner for a long, long time, so the creases have little holes in them, he said. Any of that information help those that are doubtful? I know that there's people that believe, there's people that are doubtful, and then there's naysayers. There's 3 different there. I speak to the people that believe and to the people that doubt, not the naysayers. The naysayers, Elvis could come back and literally say, hey, dummy. Not that he's going to call him a dummy or that I'm calling him a dummy, but he could say that. He could say, hey, dummy, this is true. And the naysayer would say, prove it, Elvis. That's what they would say. Once again, I try not to have drama on this channel, and I really think it's pretty awesome that y'all talk about how it's pretty drama-free. And then there's pages out there on the internet that are like, it's drama-free because a communist regime is controlling the comments. I can show you my settings. The only thing that might get filtered out is cuss words. Stuff like that. Stuff that's abusive to other people. YouTube does that themselves, by the way, not me. Okay? I catch comments sometimes where people are very mean and rude about Elvis, and they're not Elvis fans, so they get removed. Guess what? If you're not an Elvis fan, see you later. As I like to say, bye, Felicia. Could be a man or a woman named Felicia. Bye, Felicia, whoever you are. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep reading. DeBarbin's account, Are You Lonesome Tonight, written by Desiree Matera, was widely denounced as phony by the Presley estate and the media following its publication this year for the 10th anniversary of Presley's death on August 16th. So this is 1987. Matera, in a telephone interview from Miami, where he lives, said both he... Sorry, my leg is shaking. It's funny. I had every once in a while. I'm not like Elvis, but sometimes it just goes, and I'm like, okay. It's probably because I got my leg kind of propped up and the muscles a little shaky. Elvis just was shaking all the time. Matera, in an interview from Miami where he lives, said both he and Barbin had been humiliated and harmed by the criticism, but Hamilton's finding vindicated them both. Mr. Barbin was telling the truth, and I was telling the truth all along. He said, every word in the book is true. DeBarbin, now 50 and living in Dallas, received the poem as a late present for Christmas 1973. She won't sell it for $100 million, he said. Elvis's soul is in that poem. She had it just folded up in a tight little square in her drawer since 1973. According to her book, DeBarbin first met Presley in 1953 when she was 16 and the singer was 18. At the time, he was not an established star. She said she had already had 2 children from a marriage forced by her parents at the age of 11. The book published this year said DeBarbin and Presley met secretly in parks, by riverbanks, and in hotel rooms across the country for 24 years, but saw each other only occasionally during those years. That's an important piece of information. A lot of people say, oh, there's no way Elvis could have kept it secret. Yeah, he could have kept it secret if some of this happened before anybody knew him, for the most part. And then the other bit of it happened a couple hours here, 5 hours here, 3 hours here, close to Memphis. I mean, in Memphis at a hotel, in Beverly Hills. And it was 7 to 10 times or 11 times. I don't know. I didn't really count how many times, but trust me. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay? Really. Elvis took off and went to D.C. Then he flew to L.A. Then he flew back to D.C. You know, it's rumored that Elvis spent 2 weeks with Muhammad Ali at his training camp. Okay? There's a lot of stuff that's out there. DeBarbin said she shielded their child's existence from Presley because she feared the publicity would cause a scandal that would harm his career. Desiree, born August 24, 1958, now lives in Los Angeles, working in real estate and sometimes modeling, Matera said. Hamilton said he was paid $500, which is my usual fee for authenticating the poem. That is it. That is all. That was written by Sina D. Gressin, Gressin. I spoke the poem, and you can see some of the pictures from, I think it might have been Entertainment Tonight. Some show like that put the poem out back in the day. You can see them. I sang the song, my own melody, okay? My own guitar. I'm just singing the words that I'm seeing on the screen here, okay? Just in case Elvis Presley Enterprises tries to come back. I'm not releasing a song. I'm not putting it out. I'm reading it. Sina D. Gressin on UPI.com. The archives from 1987, August 14th. Poem by Elvis to a secret love is real, expert says. What do y'all think about that? Okay? Sounds like my son just went out to get something to eat, but he didn't yell in the background as usual. Let me know what you think. TCB TLC, this is Elvis and the Legends. And you know me on my channel, Rare Photos.